What's going on, brother? Last episode, we talked about quitting poker, and I've made my decision. First of all, I just want to say, last video, you guys went nuts. I felt like a middle schooler getting cheered on by a group of soccer moms. The energy was unmatched. So, it's been about 6 weeks since I published this video. I know you guys saw it a few days ago, but I came back from Los Angeles in March, and I've had a lot of time to reflect since then. Shout out to this comment. He put a lot of stuff into perspective for me. I just want to talk about the idea of shot takes. Every time you shot take, you're inevitably going to lose. And that amount is going to be foreign to you because you're used to significantly smaller stakes. And that generates max pain because your brain's like, whoa, buddy. Hey, you're dog shit. You're usually losing a Subway sandwich. You just lost a Buick. What the fuck? That's going to happen every time you shot take, but that's what I refer to as growing pains. That's a feeling I have to endure to rise in stakes. It's inevitable. And the way that I'm looking at it now is, I used to shot take 1-2 not that long ago. Now I'm shot taking 10-25. That's a 12.5x growth, but I never took a second to step back and appreciate it. I mean, yeah, to grow, you gotta go through pain, dude, and it hurts, dude. Don't be a bitch, Corey. Just keep going. That's what I got from this comment. Poker is like an abusive relationship. You say, we're done, and then proceed to hook up 4 times, get back together. Repeat this process every 3 months until you're happily married with 2 kids, or you're homeless. See, I'm still, I just Floyd Mayweather to Honeybee. Dude, I gave it the shoulder tuck and everything. I think that was crazy. He came back for round 2. I'm going to continue round. Bear Grylls here with National Geographic. This Bonnie is absolutely stoic, like me in a $4,000 pot. We have 7 high and the villain has been tanking for 3 fucking minutes. Please fold your goddamn cards. Let it go. Nope. Bluffing. He's bluffing. Call. I call. I normally play the game of poker with my dick on the table. I dissociate the value of money from the chips itself. I try to win the game, and that's all good and dandy until the game actually ends, and I'm like, I'm down a Honda Civic. When you play poker, you're inevitably going to lose, and the bigger you play, the bigger the swings are going to be, because when you put your Johnson in a fire, the tip of the spear is going to get burned. You know what I'm saying? I don't think people realize how close I was to actually walking away forever, though. For like 8 weeks, I really put steps in line to go back to my old job. I realized that whatever field that I pursue, it's going to be a lot of work, and I have to love what I do. And I left my old job for a reason. I didn't like it anymore. So I realized that I have something here with the poker channel, and I think there's a lot of untapped potential. Let's just take it back a sec, you know? Let's just enjoy 1-2, 1-3, 2-5, grow, and then be a better player, get the bankroll. Let's get it up here, play with a very comfortable bankroll so we don't kill ourselves from the emotional swings, and then we can take it from there. At some point in the future, I'm going to book a flight across the country and go play the same stakes that nearly made me quit this game. I don't care who plays it, your grandma, your mom, they're all getting smoked. For now, let's wreak havoc at Boston Billiards. Alrighty. This chip stack wasn't even mine, by the way. I looked over to my right and I said, I'm trying to get like you, my boy. I used the stack as cinematics because it looked very cool, but here we go. In the first interesting spot, we pick up Snowmen under the gun. I opened at $35. Right off the bat, the straddler doesn't think that's enough money and puts in a 3-bet to $130. Considering there's a lot left to play for and I'm in position, I'm going nowhere. So we head up to a flop of 8-5 deuce rainbow. Holy guacamole, we're starting out with top set, bloke. Straddler continues for $125. We're in a lovely situation. By raising, we fold out all of his bluffs. Folding's out of the question. That leaves a singular option. Let's see a turn card. The 7 of diamonds. I'm expecting the Straddler to slow down a lot. Not necessarily because he's bluffing. He could still check over pairs at some frequency just because this board texture is much better for me. But to my surprise, he continues betting for $255. I mean, it's a warm welcome sight, dude. We have 3 of the same number. He only has 500 behind, and if he has an overpair, he's probably not folding, but we're in position. No need to scare off the bluffs. We stick in the chips, not folding any river, which peels off the king of clubs. The Straddler finally slows down and checks. Well, I rip it all in his mouth, and the Straddler snap folds. He later told me he had ace-queen, so it sounds like we sucked every single last dollar we possibly could have out of that hand. A few shuffles later, we pick up jack-deuce of diamonds on the button. This is a bit wide, I'll give it to you, but I make it $35. The small blind and Straddler make the call. 3 ways to a flop of jack 7-4 with 2 clubs and a diamond. Action quickly checks to me. I think we have a great candidate to check back, disguise the strength of our hand, and play 2 street poker. Plus, you see that diamond down there? Yep, that one, right there, down there. We've planted a seed. That's what we consider a backdoor flush draw. By checking, I water that seed, hopefully it becomes a plant, and that plant could become a beautiful flower. You want to be a gardener in war rather than a soldier in the garden. That's completely reversed. We check, though. 3 ways to a turn card of the 9 of diamonds. The small blind checks once more, but this time the Straddler puts out $50. A raise makes absolutely no sense, and folding is criminal. I'm a law-abiding citizen, so I stick in the chips. The small blind gets out of the way, and we go heads up to one last card, which peels off the 7 of diamonds, baby. Let's go. That whole backdoor thing, we've gone and done it. The story gets even better as the Straddler continues betting for $75. Well, we have one clear decision, and that is to pump more money in the middle. I think this player could easily have 10-8 because he's closing the action pre-flop. Could lead turn with a 7 at some frequency, trying to deny equity from random overcards. Could also very easily have a jack. In all of these cases, that's a straight, trips, or 2-pair. Those are all pretty damn good hands, and they're going to have a hard time folding to someone who looks like they're in high school. I decide to bump it up to $350 and get snap called. I'm like, holy shit, dude, I have a flush. And he's like, no, that's good. I think we actually had the worst hand in the flop with how quickly he called. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like king jack. So pretty happy with how this one transpired. Around this point, the table has gone off the walls. We're doing double, triple, quadruple. Everyone and their mother is straddling. We're playing 2, 5, 10, 20, 30. I open to 125, and everyone runs away screaming. We take down $67 pre-flop with no one even doing anything with their cards. It was all just dead money. Then we look down at ace-3 of hearts in the small blind. The double straddle's on once again, and I open it up to $60. Only the double straddler makes the call, heads up to a flop of 8-8-6 rainbow. We have showdown value, don't want to blow up a pot, so I check. The double straddler checks it back. Going off to a turn card, which peels off the 3 of spades. This actually changes things. I think there's a lot of draws we can get value from. 9-7, 7-5, backdoor spades. We have a pair. That beats all those hands. I toss out $40. The double straddler says, all right, and flicks in the call. Going off to see one last card, which peels off the 4 of spades. Yuck! Horrible. One of the straight draws gets there, spades get there, and shockingly, surprisingly, it's another overcard to our pair. Not sure what in God's green earth I can get value from that's worse. So when that's the case, I slam my hand into the table. Praying to God that this player does the same. That's not the case. He tosses out a singular black chip, $100.
Dude. I'm not really sure what we beat aside from 9-7, but I don't know why he wouldn't just bet the flop with that hand. On the flip side, we're getting a great price, 100 to win 400. I'm really starting to feel like a suburban mom in a yard sale, dude. I'm a sucker for a great price. I flick in the call. I literally toss the black chip over to his stack, knowing damn well it's never coming back. Sure enough, he flips over 7 deuce of spades. He went backdoor flush on me. I went backdoor flush on him. All's fair and love's good. I don't know the saying, but he's going to win the pot. Nice hand, sir.
Now we have ace-jack offsuit on the button. I open at $35. The straddler makes the call. Heads up to a flop of king 10-7 with 2 clubs. He checks. I bet. He calls. Going off to a turn card, which peels off the 9 of hearts. The straddler checks it over to me once again. I'm kind of torn in this spot. I'm not sure whether we should turn this hand into a bluff or check and realize our equity.
We have the ace of clubs, so we can credibly rep a flush if it comes in on the river. And we also have a jack, which blocks hands such as jack 8 or queen jack, and we also block ace king.
I think you could make a case for betting or checking to realize.
I looked it up on GTO Wizard. Seems the robot is in agreement. You can check it or bet. Actually leans bet, so good us. Good on us.
In this case, I decide to bet $150, and the straddler doesn't think too long before making the call. Oh, God. When we play it this way, we're going to have to barrel on the 3rd street. Praying to God to improve. Going off to see one last card, which peels off the jack of spades. The straddler checks it over to me once again. Considering we rivered showdown value, we now beat all missed clubs, and we even beat some 10x holdings like ace-10. So for these reasons, I tap the table right back. The straddler announces, I have a 9. I said, that's no good, and flip over my hand. Considering he had the 9 of clubs, I could only assume that he had a pair plus flush draw. For what it's worth, I think if the river bricked out and he checked, I jammed. I don't consider him calling with a 9. Moving on to the last hand of the night. We have 7-3 offsuit in a double board bomb pot. Truly a heat-seeking missile of a hand, I will say that. The first board comes 7-7 deuce, and the second board is it's this. Action checks to me. I toss out $50. Only the player to my right makes the call. We go off to witness 2 turn cards, which peel off another duck and a 10. He checks it over to me once again. He only has around 175 behind, so I can't imagine that my 3 is going to be any good, but we could still potentially jam and attempt to have him fold so that we take down the whole enchilada rather than half the pot. I stick it all in the middle. This player is in agony. I decided to give him a little help by exposing the 7. I said, listen, man, it's the last hand of the night. Just let me take this one down. Looking like I was being friendly, but in my head, I'm thinking, please, God, fold, buddy. He thinks about it for a long time until eventually throwing his cards in the muck. He ended up having queen 3 offsuit, so he outkicked me. We somehow extract an additional $50 of value. We go home on quite the happy note. So that was fun. We were in the game for $1,200, out for $25.36. That's a profit of 13 something. Played for 3 hours today. My hourly wage tonight was that of a doctor, and I didn't go to college. So we take that as a big fat W. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time.